And the biggest thing that's helped me is to show up, is to put ourselves out into the world little by little. There's no quick fix to this. There's no life hack, unfortunately. Sorry, listeners, but there isn't. It's a journey, and it takes a lot of patient perseverance. But little steps out of your comfort zone every day, showing more and more of yourself, is so crucial. Goes back to what I was saying about perfectionistic people find it really difficult to do things if they don't think they're going to be world champion at it. This is so important for us to challenge. This is like taking a sledgehammer to perfectionism, actually. Those things in your life that you really recoil from because you think you're going to show some frailty or flaw or imperfection. A lot of people struggle with speaking, for instance, so they don't put their hand up to do talks at work. A lot of people struggle with writing, so they don't put their hand up all the time to write reports. A lot of people struggle in social situations, so they might record sometimes for those social events within the office or outside. What you struggle with, showing up and showing yourself, try to push yourself out your comfort zone. So put your hand up to do a talk, maybe put your hand up to write that project report. Do it today, do it tomorrow, and go. This is important. Go through the anxiety and discomfort that's going to engender, because it's going to engender a lot of anxiety and discomfort, and reflect on that. But in that moment of reflection, ask yourself, you're feeling these anxieties because you're worried about managing those impressions. Your perfectionism is telling you that if you screw up, you're going to show those imperfections to the world. So you have to at all times hold on to this perfect persona. But in those moments of discomfort, ask yourself, is that perfect person really worth living in fear for? Are they really worth living in fear about putting ourselves forward to do things that are out of our comfort zone? And the answer is no. But it's only when we go through the discomfort, it's only when we sit with the anxiety and let it into our lives and then go ahead and do it anyway, that we are able to realize that. Because often it's the case that we'll do a great job at a presentation or a report or whatever it might be. But even if we don't, even if we make mistakes, we don't quite get through, or the report was evaluated critically, whatever it might be, we can still understand and realize that the impact of those things are not as catastrophic as what we made them out to be before we were reluctant to put ourselves forward, and that there are opportunities to learn and there are opportunities to grow. And there's something intimately humanizing about those setbacks, about those failures, about those mistakes, about those challenges. And the more we can push ourselves out into the world, the more we can get used to being uncomfortable in showing ourselves, showing our true selves, the easier it becomes. And trust me, there is nothing more uncomfortable than trying to be somebody else, going through the world, trying to live and be someone else. And there's nothing that gives you more spontaneity and joy, actually, than just being yourself and living with all of yourself and all of your feelings and all of your emotions. And I think pushing ourselves out there is such an important, crucial way to do that. And also, when you do that, you're going to encounter setbacks, you're going to encounter difficulties. You must make sure at all times, within this kind of broad philosophy of learning to grow and getting out of your comfort zone, to be compassionate to yourself at all times. So when you do encounter those challenges, don't go in on yourself, don't berate yourself, don't castigate yourself. Tell yourself it's okay. There's a bigger picture. Look how far you've come. Try to find the growth opportunities, learning opportunities, but at all times make sure that you treat yourself with kindness, and you tell yourself there's always next time. It's just one mistake of many mistakes that we're going to make every day, and it's okay. So self-compassion is really important, showing ourselves and trying to accept ourselves as we are, and meeting the world where it is too, because the world is going to hit us with setbacks and challenges all the time, things that we can't even control, things that aren't even our fault, like a global pandemic comes and screws everything up. Right? We can't control that. Right. So again, it's not just about acceptance of ourselves, showing ourselves, being compassionate to ourselves. It's also acceptance that the world is sometimes, the imperfect world is going to create difficulties for us. And that's also okay. Life is one big journey. It's going to be peaks and troughs, and enjoy the ride. That's the most important thing.
One of the games I've started playing with my kids is Where's the Lie? So, and I actually play this game with myself too, because I am completely susceptible to this. So I'll give you an example. So the last couple of weeks in the gym, I've made some really great, some wonderful personal bests, growing, I'm getting stronger, which is kind of a goal of mine, makes me very happy.
Right.
So today, because I've had 2 weeks of like these great PRs. What's my thinking? Well, I'm going to get another PR today. So of course I'm exhausted because I've been working harder at the gym, go to the gym, and I have what might be called like a 5 out of 10, like I didn't have the juice. I
Yeah.
couldn't finish like the program that I had sort of written for myself. And there it was like right there. It's like, oh my God. And like, what is wrong with you? And you slept well and you did your supplements and you did all the things right. Like, why can't you just punch it out? Like just this berating voice. And I was like, oh, there's the lie. Like the lie is that the growth needs to be linear all the time, because
Yeah.
in the gym and in life, with public speaking, with soccer skills, with whatever skills you're starting a new business, whatever it is, there's going to be moments of accelerated growth, and then it's going to be flat. And like the
Yeah.
thing that you just have to keep, is just showing up, and it's this effort versus outcome. This process versus outcome that I keep talking about with my boys, that I'm always telling them what's right, and, forgetting to also like learn the lesson myself. But, it's like, here's the, like, effort is the bit, like I showed up today, I did my workout. Yes, it wasn't my best. Yes, it's not going to, be one for the books, but I still did it. And that's
Yeah.
kind of amazing. And like, even though I didn't feel like it, even though, whatever. So I think that, to your point around having self-compassion, my version of that is like, where's the lie? Where's the lie here? What's the lie I'm telling myself
Yeah.
about what today should have been like versus what actually happened? And how can I show how can I just I would never speak the way that I speak to myself. I would never speak to my kids. I would never speak to a friend. I would never dare speak to any other human on the planet the way that I speak to myself. So whenever I hear that, I'm like, oh, there's the lie. The lie is right there, telling me that I need to be perfect. I need to be punching out PBs, like personal best, every single week. And the growth needs to be linear, which is, of course, that's just hilarious when you think about it. Like, growth is never, nothing is linear. Nothing is linear, right?
Absolutely. No, and meeting the world where it is so important. And sometimes there is no explanation, right? Like you said, you go to the gym and your just body just doesn't give you it back. It's just I have the same. I'm a cyclist. Sometimes my legs just aren't good, and you can't explain it. You don't know why, but they just aren't. And you can push yourself and push yourself and push yourself to complete exhaustion and make yourself feel miserable, or you can accept that that's just the way life is sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's not always going to be PB day, and that's okay.